Now, in addition to that House Intelligence Committee investigation, both the Senate and the FBI are looking into the Russian effort to sway the election. Jeff Pegues has been following the investigation from the start. John Dickerson, of course, is our chief Washington correspondent. Jeff, where does the investigation go from here?
Well, Scott, as you know, the House Intelligence Committee investigation essentially shut down for 2.5 weeks. It can now move forward, and one of the Democrats' top goals is to reschedule that canceled hearing featuring former acting Attorney General Sally Yates. Scott, some congressional sources connected to the House Intelligence Committee also believe that Devin Nunes' action should now be part of the investigation as well.
And what about the FBI investigation?
Well, law enforcement sources tell us that the investigation is far from over and involves dozens of FBI agents around the country and the world. And we're being cautioned at this time that this is a complex case that involves a web of meetings and contacts, some of which revolve around money. Scott, sources tell us at the heart of this case is this idea that people around the president were potentially coordinating with Russia out of self-interest and intent on making money.
John Dickerson, what do you make of the House Intelligence Committee now?
Well, we'll have to see what it means in practical terms, the witnesses, how they're handled, if everybody gets along. But this does potentially reset things for the committee. Chairman Nunes was pinned down because of those issues about whether he was seeming to advocate for the White House at the same time as he was investigating. That doesn't carry over to the new committee chairman. But the new committee chairman can still focus on the things that Nunes brought to the fore, which was that question of unmasking of Trump allies by Obama officials.
Now, John, in another important story tonight, the Senate Republican leadership has now cleared the way for a vote tomorrow on President Trump's nominee to the Supreme Court. But in order to do that, they had to change the rules of the Senate, and some senators say the Senate will never be the same.
That's right. The Senate doesn't change rules that often. In this case, they made it so that Supreme Court justices can be confirmed with a simple majority and not the 60-vote hurdle to stop a filibuster. Republicans say Democrats forced them to do it by having a partisan filibuster. Democrats say Republicans are to blame for never allowing President Obama's nominee Merrick Garland to even get a hearing. Privately, what senators say to me is they feel locked in a partisan system. No one on either side wants to go against their voters or interest groups who treat these moments like purity tests. The Senate was designed to be distanced from all that, to promote compromise, but has been growing steadily more partisan over the years, and so this was really the period to the end of a sentence. The United States Senate is not what it once was.
And yet the Republic will go on. John Dickerson, Jeff Pegues, thanks very much.